Good evening. How has your Tuesday been? Have you had a good day? If you're catching this on the replay, put hashtag replay and hit the heart button so I know that you checked in. I am not expecting anybody on because it is very, very late. I ain't gonna lie, I got engrossed in Jessie Stone. Anyone else watch Jessie Stone? Amazing. So so I got engrossed in that, so hence why I'm on so late. So as I said, I'm not expecting anybody to come on tonight. But I hope you have had a wonderful Tuesday. So I'm just going to concentrate on doing my skincare and then settle down for the night. And I don't know why I get any cream out of this. I've got some in there. Struggling, I think it's getting to the end. I just want to squeeze it. I'll just go. I don't want that much to come out. Nope. I think I can see through it, so I can see there is some in there. It's a bit like an airless pump, so you just got to work it down and then hopefully squeeze some out. There you go, I can see it coming. There it goes. Yeah, I can see it coming out. Got to have a bit of patience and work it through when it gets down to halfway. So I hope you've had a wonderful Tuesday. Sort of like a question. I did put a post up, so if you want to go back down through my story, Facebook or Instagram, I think it might even shared over to Threads as well, because a lot of my stuff gets shared over there. But I put a post out earlier tonight about what you would say to your, if you could send a letter back to your younger self. What would you actually put in that letter? What would you say to your younger self? Would you warn your younger self of things that you could avoid, or would you praise yourself, be proud of yourself, saying to yourself that you've done well, you're happy with how things have turned out? Let us know in the comments, what would you actually put to your younger self? Because sometimes we do sort of doubt, well, not doubt, but just wonder whether we took that right path. Did we make the right turn? Or did we not, at the crossroads, did we go wrong? Because I think we all do that, don't we? We all have look back on things we've done or haven't done that we want to do. But it's just interesting to see what you would say to your younger self. Yeah, I think I worded it. If you could send a letter back to your younger self, what would you put, or what would you say? Me, I would probably say to myself that I shouldn't have doubted myself too much. I should have pushed myself more. Should have pursued my interests that I had, instead of letting them slide. And things like that. So let us know what would you put? What would you put down? Because I'm just curious. But as I said, I'm not expecting you to be on tonight. So if you're watching this on the replay, drop your comments or find that post, comment on there, because then I can read it and I can reply to you on there as well. But I'm just curious to see what you would say to your younger self. one I would do is learn to drive a lot earlier than I did. Another one would probably to face my fears and not let them hold me back, which I did that I have done, but not so much now, and things like that. So yeah, because life does throw us some curveballs, doesn't it? And things that we thought we were going to do, we didn't do, and things that we never thought we were going to do, we did. Maybe you was a bit of a rebel when you were younger, and you'd like to say to yourself that that wasn't really what you should have done. I know I was a bit of a rebel because I think it was my dad more than my mum. Or no, I think it was actually both of them. Always set me a curfew, and I never stuck to it. I'd always come in an hour later than what they told me to, because I got it into my head that my younger brother, who was 2 years younger than me, he didn't actually get a curfew, but I did, being 2 years older, and I thought that was a bit unfair. So whenever my parents told me to be in at 8, I'd roll in at 9. If they told me to be in 9, I'd roll in at 10, and so forth. So yeah, so I was a bit of a rebel as a youngster. Mind you, when I say youngster, when I was finally got my freedom to be able to go out, I was close to 15, 16, so it was not as if I was a young person. So yeah, because I did get held back a lot and not go out a lot, but it was just so funny, really. But places I used to go, and especially in London where I used to live, I wouldn't even dream of going to those sort of places now. I don't mean anything sinister, it's just they're not places you really want to hang around this day and age. And I didn't really think about it. To be honest, I probably put myself in a lot of harm's way. Say, if you've watched or been following me for years, you know that I've done a series of Getting to Know Me, where I was bullied at school, and I played truancy for a year and sat on a park bench. The same park bench, day in and day out, 5 days a week, during school time. When I think of the danger that could have happened, and I'm thankful that it didn't, but I probably would go back to my younger self in that time and say, don't do it. I probably would turn around and said to myself that I should have just reported the bullying at school and let the school deal with it, or tell my parents and then just refuse to go to school and not leave the house. That would probably be the more sensible thing to do, but I didn't. I just pretended I was going to school every day and sat in a park. But what really gets me is the fact that nobody approached me, nobody asked me why I was there every day. So I'm grateful in a way that schools are a little bit more hot on phoning parents up and saying their kids are not in school, because the times when my kids were poorly, or my son was at school but he'd gone on a field trip, or they just completely missed him off the register, but by 10:30 they phoned me to ask me where he was, and I said he's in school. And then they contact me back, go, oh yeah, sorry, our mistake. Yes, he's in school. He was on a field trip this morning. That's why we didn't catch him on the register or something. So kids don't get as much freedom now, which I'm glad in a way, because it means they're being safe. They are being safer to what there was when I was at school, because nobody knew where I was. Nobody knew I was not at school for a whole year. And even when I went back and told my I don't know what they used to call them back then. It's not head of year. No, it is like head of year. My form teacher. And she basically begged me to stay and do my exams. And I said, well, there's no point. I haven't been here for a whole year. And she didn't even know I hadn't been there for a whole year. How did that even happen? So I probably write myself a letter to my younger self saying, don't put yourself in harm's way. Don't do that. And do something totally different. Probably still get the same outcome of me leaving school early, but it probably would have been a lot safer. That's probably what I would actually do to myself, actually write to myself. Anyway, I'm rambling on and it is late, so I'm going to take my gummies. If you want to know more about our gummies, any of the skincare you see me use, or you have any questions or any concerns about your makeup or your skincare, or you want to know more about our collagen or our gummies, I'm always free, guys. My inbox is always open. You can drop me a message on here. You can send me a DM and I will answer you. So thank you for listening to me if you've been watching me tonight. I know I rambled a little bit, but just have a think and comment on here. If you could write a letter to your younger self, what would you tell him? What would you tell your younger person? Your younger version of you? What would you tell? What would you say that you want them not to do for the outcome that you have? I know we can't change the past, but it'd be nice if we could. But anyway, I'm going to take my gummies and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.